Like and subscribe on the way in the door, people. I hope you all are having a great day today. Today, I want to talk about something. I want to talk about the Bulls versus Pistons. This is about to be a controversial video. But I think, if we're being honest, there's going to be some merit to what I say. Isaiah Thomas, he loves to try to diminish Michael Jordan at every turn. He loves to talk about how, pretty much Jordan wasn't his competition. His real competition was Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. And, we beat Jordan. We beat Jordan. And that is true. In the history books, this is the case. And it will forever be the case. But my thing is this. If we are being honest, and this hurts me too, because like I said, I was a bad boy Pistons fan. I had the merch. I embraced the whole bad boy Pistons image. But here's the fact of the matter. 1988, a game in April, Chicago versus Detroit. Michael Jordan scores 59 points. And out of that game, the Jordan rules are born. Now, I've heard different people say what the Jordan rules are. And the people who are trying to paint the Pistons in the best light, like Isaiah Thomas, said something to the effect of where, we force them left into a double team, don't let them go right, and all this crap to me. But the people who are being honest, like Dennis Rodman was on the Pistons, he would know. John Sally even said it. But John Sally kind of plays both sides of the fence as well. But John Sally has admitted, basically, that Jordan steps in the paint, we gonna lay him out. Rodman has definitely admitted that, hey, the Jordan rules was he step into the paint, we not letting him dunk. We gonna do whatever it takes to get him out the air. And on top of that, they were doing stuff like, shoulder checking Jordan when he would try to come over screens. Just really just being rough. Rough as possible. And so for you people who like to say, Jordan had to go to the commissioner. Look, Jordan had every right to do that. When you are playing against a team that's literally trying to injure you on every play, you would be a fool not to go. Let's get that out of the way. But the other thing I want to say is this. Look, say what you want about the Detroit Pistons, but had they not been playing football, it is a high probability that the Chicago would have won their first championship in 89. In 89, they had got up 2-1 on the Pistons. And mind you, in 89, Detroit swept everybody in the playoffs except Chicago. They swept everybody, including the finals that year. They swept everybody except Chicago. Remember that, Isaiah. Remember that, Isaiah Thomas, the guy who's a non-factor to you, that you're trying to make out to be like he was a non-factor nowadays. You guys swept everybody except Chicago. And mind you, the only reason you didn't sweep Chicago is because you guys were playing football. Now, so yeah, like I said, if we're being honest, without those Jordan rules, which was essentially playing football, I think it is a high probability that Chicago wins its first championship in '89. And how would that change the landscape of things? You know, if they win in '89, they're likely winning in '90 as well. And if they win those 2 years, does Phil Jackson ever even come into the picture? And then the other thing is if Chicago was getting better year to year anyway. That's why when people try to bring this whole thing up like Phil Jackson was the cure, that's debatable. Because Chicago took Detroit they went 5 games in '88, 6 games in '89. Doug Collins was still the coach at that point. And again, if there had been no Jordan Ruse, it is likely that Chicago would have been champions with Doug Collins. So yeah, to me that's something that's something worth thinking about. You know, the history books are written, and it is what it is. And Detroit will forever be 2-time champions. But like I said, had there been no Jordan Ruse, would we be singing a completely different story? You know, because at that point, you know, maybe it's possible that Chicago would have had a 5-peat. Or it is possible that Chicago needed to go through those rough years in order to become the mentally indestructible team that they were. Especially, I would say, as far as the rest of the Bulls are concerned. Michael was always that. But Scotty, you know, I was just watching Game 4 of 1989. And to me, you could visibly see that most of the Chicago team was intimidated by the way Detroit was playing. Everybody except Michael. And, you know, it's a clear difference between that team and the team that finally beat Detroit. The team that finally beat Detroit, you could see it on their faces that they were just unshakable. But, you know, during that '89 season, you could look at Scotty's face. You could look at Horace Grant's face and tell that, you know, they hadn't reached that level of mental toughness yet. But yeah, like I said, to me, that's just something to think about. It's like, it is possible that had the Jordan Ruse never existed, you know, if Detroit never started playing football, maybe Michael Jordan wins in '89 and '90. However, like I said, you know, it is also possible that Chicago having to fight through that is what made the rest of the team mentally tough enough to have that 6-0 record. Because, you know, had Detroit not implemented that style, and they came across a team like the New York Knicks, and they had never been forged in that fire that same way, then, you know, maybe the Knicks actually beat them at some point. But anyway, we gonna hold up here. That's just something I was kind of thinking about. And like I said, I was just watching Game 4 of the '89 finals. And it kind of got me thinking about this. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you guys think that had the Jordan Ruse never existed, that Chicago could have won championships as early as '89? And how do you think that would have affected the rest of the Chicago Bulls' career? Do you think they would have still been undefeated in the finals had they won back in '89? Or do you think the Jordan Ruse was necessary to create the mental toughness of the team so that they could actually be 6-0 in the finals? But anyway, let me know what you guys think. You all have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. All right.